Stop scrolling. Your spare change could be hiding a treasure. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating old pennies you can find, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny. You might think a penny is just worth 1 cent, but some 1945 pennies have actually sold for more than $20,000 at auction. And if a rare variety or error is involved, the value can spike even higher, potentially to life-changing money. In this video, you'll discover the true history behind the 1945 wheat penny. What makes this coin special and mysterious. Which era varieties bring big prices. How to identify rare coins yourself. Real auction sales and record prices. And how you can check your coins today, so stick with us. One of these pennies might just be worth far more than you ever expected. The Lincoln Wheat penny was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it became the first regular U.S. coin to depict an actual person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat reverse stayed in use until 1958. In 1945, World War II was ending, but its effects on coin production were still felt. Earlier in the war, the U.S. Mint used zinc-coated steel for pennies, notably in 1943, but by 1945 production had largely returned to traditional bronze, 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. That combination of wartime history and rounded design gives 1945 pennies a strong historical appeal among collectors. The U.S. Mint produced 1945 pennies at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; the most plentiful variety, Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. Each variety can have different value ranges based on condition and rarity. So why do collectors care about a coin worth only 1 cent? Even though over 1.4 billion 1945 pennies were made combined, most were heavily circulated, scratched, worn, and often tossed aside. Finding one in mint state condition today is rare. Pennies from 1944 to 1945 were struck using metal derived from recycled World War II shell casings, making their metal composition historically significant. Collectors love older coins that connect to major historical events, and 1945 fits perfectly. A snapshot of America at the end of a global war. While most 1945 pennies are ordinary, some rare error coins, like double dies and wrong planchet strikes, can greatly inflate value. Let's be honest, most 1945 pennies each spent in pocket change are worth very little. But the value skyrockets as condition improves and rarities are found. Typical values for everyday coins: circulated, worn 5 cents, $0.30. About uncirculated, 40 cents, $0.80. These figures reflect common grades where billions of these coins were used. Coins that never circulated and show original mint luster are much more valuable. MS-60, MS-63, $1, $5 MS-64, MS-66, $5, $75 plus MS-67, rare $300 to $6,500 plus, especially in red, RD. Here's where it gets exciting. Pushpin 1945, no mint mark road MS-67 plus, sold for $20,400 at Heritage Auctions in 2022. One of the highest documented sale prices for a 1945 penny. Pushpin MS-67 Plus and MS-68 examples routinely bring hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on luster and eye appeal. Pushpin errors like off-center or cud strikes also bring premiums, hundreds or more. Note: rumors of million-dollar 1945 pennies are likely confused with other wheat penny rarities, such as the famous 1943 bronze cents that have sold for 6 figures. But not for 1945. That if many 1945 pennies were made, why are some so valuable? While billions were minted, most were used heavily. Mint state, MS-65 plus. Survivors are rare because coins were meant to circulate. Finding a truly uncirculated red penny from 1945 is uncommon. Pennies are graded not just by condition, but by color. White medium star RD, red, retains original copper luster. Most valuable white medium star RB, red-brown. Partially toned white medium star BN, brown. Fully toned, and usually less valuable, a red MS-67 coin is far more sought after than a brown MS-67 coin. While 1945 isn't known for the very highest error coins in the wheat penny series, various mistakes, off-center strikes, cut errors, create collectible versions, and some fetch hundreds at auction here are the main error types and varieties collectors look for. This occurs when the die imprints the obverse design twice slightly misaligned. These can be valuable if significant doubling is present, often in date or lettering. Coins that were not perfectly aligned during striking show portions of the design, missing a 15 to 30% off-center 1945 coin can bring hundreds at auction in high grade. A cut occurs where a piece of the die breaks off, creating a raised blob on the coin's surface. 1945 pennies with large, clear-cut errors have sold for hundreds. Rare but extremely valuable when a coin is struck on a planchet mint for another denomination or foreign coin. collectors might pay significant premiums if verified. Broad strikes, no collar, and clip planchets are less dramatic, but still collectible and worth more than face. Here's how to inspect your penny before assuming it's just another cent. No mark equals Philadelphia D equals Denver's equals San Francisco Mint mark can affect value. Red RD coins command the highest value, followed by RB and then BN. Look for doubling on date or letters raised blobs. Cud, off-center design unusual surfaces. These could indicate errors. Most pennies weigh about 3.11 g. Unusual weight may indicate wrong planchet or error. High-value coins are typically graded by PCGS or NGC. Certification can dramatically increase market value. Real documented sales, not rumors, show how far values can go. Small blue diamond 1945, no mint mark road MS 67 plus, $20,400 at Heritage Auctions, 2022. Small blue diamond MS 67 plus coins often sell in the thousands range if in exceptional condition. Small blue diamond error varieties like off-center strikes and cut errors have sold for hundreds of dollars. Small blue diamond San Francisco 1945 coins in high grades have also fetched over $2,000 plus. Pushpin million-dollar claims are most often linked to other rare Lincoln pennies, like rare 1943 bronze cents, rather than standard 1945 pennies. Most 1945 Lincoln wheat pennies are still fairly common and worth a bit more than face value, especially in circulated condition. But if you find one that is, you could be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars in value. The secret is knowing what to look for. Grab your magnifier, check the color, inspect the edges, and compare to online grade guides, because hidden treasures still exist in old change and forgotten collectios. What if I told you that a quarter you've probably spent on snacks, vending machines, or parking meters, the 2006 North Dakota State quarter, might secretly be worth far more than 25 cents? Believe it or not, most of these quarters are common and worth just face value. But some rare examples have sold for hundreds, thousands, and even, in extreme cases of grading rarity, values that make collectors sit up and take notice. Imagine finding a coin in your change with eye-popping shine, crisp detail, or even a strange error, and realizing it's worth $500 1,000, or even more. That's exactly what we're digging into today. In this video, you'll discover the fascinating history behind this coin, why some are rare and valuable, what makes this coin special, and sometimes mysterious, the most valuable error types, how to identify valuable examples yourself, real auction prices, and record sales. Stay with me, because once you know what to look for, your spare change might just make you rich. Between 1999 and 2008, the U.S. Mint issued a new quarter design for each state in the order of its ratification to the Union. This series became one of the most popular coin programs in American history, getting millions of people of all ages excited about coin collecting. The North Dakota quarter was released on August 28, 2006, as the 39th coin in the series. Every state quarter, including North Dakota's, features George Washington on the obverse, along with heavy checkmark, United States of America, heavy checkmark, Liberty, heavy checkmark, In God We Trust, heavy checkmark, quarter dollar. This was a continuation of the long-running Washington quarter design. The North Dakota reverse shows backhand index pointing right to American bison grazing, a quintessential symbol of the state's wildlife. Backhand index pointing right, the rugged landscape of the Badlands in the background. Backhand index pointing right, the rising sun above the horizon. Backhand index pointing right, North Dakota, 1889, and E pluribus unum. Around the top and bottom, this design reflects the state's prairie heritage and wildlife. Let's talk money, starting with reality, and then moving into the exciting parts to IN average everyday condition. 2006, P or 2006, D North Dakota quarter, $0.25, $0.30, even in above average circulated condition. These coins generally trade for face value because they were minted in the hundreds of millions. That means most of these quarters are worth roughly the same as they were in your pocket. Coins that are uncirculated, and especially high-grade, can carry collectible premiums. Small blue diamond uncirculated, MS60, MS63, $1, $5 small blue diamond MS65, $10, $50 small blue diamond MS66, $50, $200 small blue diamond MS67, $100 to $1,000 plus in rare certified examples. Small blue diamond MS68, $1,500 to $3,760 plus. Record auction level. Yes, while most North Dakota quarters are common, collectors crave high-grade specimens because state quarters were often not saved in pristine condition, and the strikes can vary widely. Let's break down what makes the 2006 North Dakota quarter more exciting than ordinary loose change. Because the state quarter program aimed at daily use, many coins were spent and circulated rather than saved. Finding high-grade, uncirculated coins is much harder than many collectors expect, especially in MS67 plus territory, where values explode. Collectors often build sets by mint mark and finish type, making moderately high grades, MS65, MS66, in demand among sets. Some quarters that look off may not be regular production coins. They can be errors. Error coins often sell for more than their pristine counterparts, depending on the type and severity. We'll cover this more below. Errors are where values really stand out, especially for state quarters where collectors actively search for mistakes. A cud looks like a raised lump or bump on the rim, caused by a broken die edge during striking. These are real mint errors and can be worth money, sometimes hundreds if distinct. Heavy checkmark cud errors have been reported on some 2,000 state quarters. Heavy checkmark similar errors from 2006 are casually traded on marketplaces. A broad strike occurs when the coin is struck outside the collar restricting diameter. Heavy checkmark all details are present, but the rim is unusually wide. Heavy checkmark broad strikes are popular among error collectors. Heavy checkmark while data for North Dakota specifically is limited, similar 2000s quarter errors have sold for up to around $1,220 on eBay for dramatic examples. These happen when a coin blank isn't properly aligned in the press. Heavy checkmark minor misalignment. Small value premium heavy checkmark major misalignment. Date still visible higher values. While specific reported sales for 2006 North Dakota are rare, off-centers and state quarters can range widely based on severity. On extremely rare occasions, a quarter might be struck on the wrong metal blank or mismatched dies, a genuine mint error. Reddit users have even shared examples of North Dakota quarters missing part of the planchet or partially plated, which could indicate unusual production anomalies. Though such coins need professional authentication. Here's your step-by-step guide to spotting the valuable ones. Tongue sticking out equals Philadelphia. Most common circulation strike. D equals Denver, also common. S equals San Francisco, proof. Usually smaller mintage. Proof or San Francisco coins were not intended for circulation, but if found in high grade, they can be collectible. Use a magnifier. Heavy checkmark sharp, unworn surfaces heavy checkmark full luster heavy checkmark. No scratches or nicks. MS66 plus coins are especially desirable. Heavy checkmark raised bumps on rim, cud. Heavy checkmark off-center imagery, heavy checkmark broad striking areas, heavy checkmark missing parts of design, heavy checkmark doubled letters, or images. Even small anomalies can significantly impact value if confirmed as true die errors rather than damage. Standard weight for clad quarters is 5.67 g. A significant variance could point to a wrong planchet or altered piece. For any coin that looks rare, send it to heavy checkmark PCGS. Heavy checkmark NGC professional grading authenticates and increases market value. Here are some of the most noteworthy documented results for the 2006 North Dakota quarter. This is one of the highest recorded auction prices for this coin, selling for around $3,760 in a 2017 heritage auction, an exceptionally high price for a modern state quarter. High mint state coins graded over MS67 are very rare for this issue. Some special minted satin finish or near-perfect examples can have price guides over $3,500, showing how collectors value high grades. These have sold at smaller auctions for modest premiums, such as $26, $45, indicating how quickly value increases with better grades. Sports metal proof and San Francisco coins 2006. North Dakota proof quarters in high grade have been seen selling at $6 plus in typical auction records. Higher graded proofs, such as PR69, can bring significantly more depending on eye appeal and cameo contrast. Even though most 2006 North Dakota quarters are common and worth only face value in circulated condition, finding one in MS66, MS67, or MS68, especially if professionally graded, could be your best collector find in pocket change. Beyond mint state coins, error varieties, especially uncommon or dramatic ones, have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars or more in the broader state quarter market, because even something that looks ordinary could hide extraordinary value. The 2006 North Dakota state quarter may not be the rarest coin in the world, but in the right condition, especially in high mint state or certified error examples, it can be worth far more than its face value.